When do I know I'm Spider-Man?
You won't. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
This movie, from the beginning to the end, every phase of animation was a new reinvention of the process.
We're trying to make a comic book come to life on screen.
The thing that a comic book does best is tell a lot of story in a still image, which means that every frame is as dynamic as possible.
Every panel has to express emotion, story, character.
Every single frame was animated in CG and then also animated by hand.
Once we started to figure out that we could produce images that were evocative with our comic book textures, then it was about when do we dole them out.
The Prowler street chase combines many of the things we were going for all in one sequence. Miles Morales is running away from Prowler. He's traumatized.
So it's a character who's in a moment of really emotional crisis, and at the same time, it's a really dynamic action scene.
We felt like we could underscore every single shot with something dramatic.
You're seeing a lot of the new rules that we developed in action. We aren't using motion blur.
So we had to use traditional 2D techniques to make smears and wipes when characters were moving across the screen quickly.
We're not using traditional depth of field. We're instead using something called color separation,
which is imitating when a comic book or graphic novel is misprinted and the colors are misaligned.
In that moment where Prowler's popped the tire on the truck and red light happens and then they're skidding and then it's a collision, we go to where headlights wash them out to white drawing with black line work, a little slow motion, variable frame, and we reverse around right on his eyes and trying to really land the emotion.
It's a great example of the kind of thinking we were doing for the whole movie to make sure that the choices that we were making were going to be the most expressive and have the most impact. Because you've got minutes of somebody's life, you don't want to waste them. You want to pack as much as you can into each moment that you have their attention.
The final look is something that you haven't ever seen before.